All right, we're live.
Beautiful. Well, good evening and good morning to everyone that's on the call today. I hope everyone's doing well. We're looking forward to being able to speak to you all and give you loads of information. So maybe you've got some notepads, but you'll be able to speak here as well on audio and ask any questions you like at the end of the presentation. So I want to say good morning to Stevie, Aquilina and Dan Doyle, and thank you for being here today. Stevie's going to speak first this morning. I hope everyone's doing well and are ready. Stevie's a father and husband of 4, and he's been with us here for almost 6 years now. He's an international entrepreneur. He's also a leading sales executive and marketer, sales trainer, mindset mentor and public speaker. Now, Stevie's expertise is in sales and marketing, sales training, public speaking, network marketing, social media, success mindset, law of attraction and martial arts. So he's very, very talented and gifted. But today, here's Stevie Aquilina here to speak. Thank you, Stevie.
Thank you, Vikki. Thank you very much for having me here and looking after me. I appreciate your time in the wee hours of the morning. And I appreciate everyone's time here too, no matter what hour it is for you in the world. Your time is very precious, very valuable. Because if you paid money to be here and you didn't like what you heard, I could just very easily give you your money back. But your time is not something I can refund to you. And so I'm very grateful that you decided to spend that value with me. That was a very lovely and very nice, very kind introduction. Thank you, Vikki. And, I guess I like to tell people that, today I'm very fortunate working with some very successful people, extremely successful people, expanding this global mission into the world, expanding this multi-million-dollar company into the global market. My family and I were from Australia, as you can tell from my Crocodile Dundee accent. Originally from Sydney, but we now live on the Gold Coast, which has been a long time dream for us. But, once upon a time, I wasn't all the nice things Vikki introduced me as. I was a troubled child, teenage runaway, a high school dropout. So I never made it to university. I was often told I was useless, stupid, incapable of anything. And when you're told something often enough, especially when you're a child, young and impressionable enough, you start to believe it. And I did. With that kind of thinking, I walked myself right off track on life's journey for the years of my teens and 20s. I really wanted to be more, do more, have more. I really wanted to give more. I had big dreams, but little self-esteem. And I was fit and strong, and I looked very healthy, but I actually had a long list of health problems that were accumulating over the years. I had go nowhere jobs, no hopes of going anywhere. No prospects, no financial dignity, no financial security, mainly because of no belief in myself. I wasn't free, I wasn't happy, and I wasn't able to be who I wanted to be. I believed in possibilities, but doubted my potential. But fortunately, a couple of key things happened to me. First thing, I met the girl of my dreams. She later became my wife, and I was motivated more than ever before to become more. And she believed in me when I couldn't. And that was key. And then second, I was introduced, thank God, to a gentleman that you're going to hear from today, to a life-changing opportunity, a life-changing technology, a life-changing financial opportunity, and life-changing support, teachings, trainings, mentors, systems, that this company has. The leaders within this company believed in me too. And so today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I solve them, not just for myself, but for others too. That's how I solved my own. I solved other people's problems. And instead of financial indignity, I have dignity. And instead of financial insecurity, I have security. And instead of feelings of unfulfillment, today I'm blessed to have this opportunity that gives me the income and time to enjoy a lifestyle and freedom with my family. And I sleep very soundly at night because I know that I'm bettering people's lives and being a force for good in the world just by getting this information out there. So please let me get it out to you. Thank you very much for having me here today. What I'll be sharing with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. And for 2 decades, science had declared this was impossible. So we're going to show you the impossible right now. And this is a breakthrough with enormous potential. It's proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies, a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results, and drug companies wanted it shut down. More about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's get absolutely clear about what this is not, because mark my words, this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. This is not a drug, vitamin, mineral, antioxidant, secret herbs, spices, exotic berries, fancy juices, super shakes, essential oils, magic magnets, alkaline waters, electrolyte waters, laser lights, roots from magical 5,000-year-old tree, lotions, potions, gadgets, or any of that other stuff that's already out there. Look, what we'll be talking about here instead goes well beyond nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or any type of technology you already know about. Because this, what you're going to learn about today, is an entirely new frontier in science. You've probably never seen or heard of anything like it before. It's truly groundbreaking. It is category creating. It is a real deal healthcare breakthrough. ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells, so they are native to your body. They're in your body already. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication and genetic expressions in a positive way. So here's how that works. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself by telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and replace damaged cells. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Why is this so important? Because we are all made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. Healthy cells means a healthy body, and that means clearly a healthy life. Redox signaling molecules are the keys to life because they are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes critically depend on redox signaling. Critically, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if your body already makes redox signaling molecules, why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, when we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next, and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and lots of other environmental assaults, our cells break down. And our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. Without as many redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing process becomes slow. Our cells break down more and more, and so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. So ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplementation, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products and certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. And ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science. Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these 3 professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of redox signaling molecules, there have now since been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see there are well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling, and there are around 150 studies coming out almost every single month, 150 a month. So according to medical researchers, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and world redox congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine, and ASEA is already light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just an example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect the genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. These genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. On top of all that, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and deficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. More studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, the head professor of this university studies saying one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Now, that's significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Well, like we just discussed, redox signaling molecules are native to your body. That makes them better than natural. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger and or healthier. And so if you have health challenges, if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live and feel young again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But you do not have to take my word for it. Here are some medical doctors. Listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need. the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
We've spoken about cellular health from the inside out. Now, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. And that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. They are Renew 28, Redox Gel, and our intensive Redox Serum. These Redox technologies are supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, our gentle refining cleanser, and our ultra replenishing moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what our Redox technologies are worth with these amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Inflammations, irritations, aggravations, and other signs of poor health to the skin are being renewed, being rejuvenated, being replenished. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie. The dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left couldn't be seen by Rosie because Rosie didn't take those pictures. And Rosie actually believed that the products weren't working. Rosie's doctor told her about ASEA, and that was the person who also took these pictures. So when Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work, the doctor showed her the pictures, and I guess the rest of the story can be seen here. Everyone says that they want to see how ASEA goes, but Rosie missed the moment by moment, day by day, week by week changes by not taking pictures. So take pictures, because that's how you see how it goes. And for anything you can't take a picture of, keep a written record instead. Before your ASEA arrives, make a list of everything about your health. It could be energy, stress, sleep, digestion, mental focus, muscle and joint comfort, endurance, workout, recovery, and of course, things specific to you about your health that you want to track. And give each item a score on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very good. And do this again after 7, 30, 60, 90 days, and so on. Now, some people notice results early, like Rosie, in 7 weeks, others in 7 days, and most people can get an experience in around 7 minutes. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, and more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. What we know scientifically is that redox molecules are redox molecules. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants, as they are in bottles of ASEA products. They're all precisely the same. Studies show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them not only to not work in you, but it would be impossible for them to hurt you But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Talking about noticing the change, this doctor did a little experiment of his own on his own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. I'd be interested to know in the comments. Get your typing fingers ready. I'd be interested to know before I let you know, what side do you think he did use the Renew 28 on? What side did he? Only use it on one side? What side do you think that is? As we look at the picture, either your left or your right. Okay, so it's not just for your face. Arms, hands, bellies. These pictures are from a study by a world-leading laboratory. This study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world that people were seeing their cellulite disappear while they were using Renew 28. And so scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see if there was any truth to these stories about cellulite disappearing and the use of Renew 28. And what they found was, after just 12 weeks, there was, in fact, a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And so the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover why this was happening. And they saw the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. And so Renew 28 helps reduce cellulite and wrinkles and brings not just better youthful looking skin, but actual healthier skin. Renew 28 also helps soothe discomfort after things such as shaving or sun exposure. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin, it helps soothe discomfort around the body. And you can know if this works in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most discomfort. Apply Renew 28 on that point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing that I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. What I'll do, Vikki, is I'll hand it back to you because I would love for you to introduce my best mate and also one of the key leaders of this organization who had the belief in me long before I could. And so I owe him more than I could ever repay.
Wonderful. Thank you, Stevie. That was an amazing presentation. I think I learned something new out of that every single time that I even see it. So thank you for that. Today we have a really special guest speaker, and that is Dan Doyle. Now, Dan is celebrating this month 6 years in ASEA. So happy anniversary to you, Dan. He's also been building the ASEA business for 5.5 years. And prior to ASEA, Dan has built and sold 20 traditional businesses over 20 years in Australia. He's employed 3,500 people over that period. And once he made the decision to build the ASEA business, he achieved Diamond in his first year. He went to Triple Diamond in his second year and advanced through to being the 3 ambassador levels in his third year in the ASEA business. So he is the top 3 global ambassador in the first 3 years. Dan's also been a member of the ASEA Global Advisory Council over the past 3 years. And he's achieved the following. He's achieved the $1 Million Earners Club, the 2017 Business Builder of the Year, the 2017 Entrepreneurial Spirit Awards voted by his peers, and the 2016 Emerging Leader of the Year as well. So today I present to you Dan Doyle. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikki. I was thinking to myself when you were reading all that out, not bad for somebody who didn't like the network marketing business model. And for me and Stevie, not bad for 2 guys that have come from being bouncers in our lives and doing that for many, many years. If you don't mind, if I can just reiterate, there's a few people that came on a little bit late. Stevie, you've done an incredible job of this presentation so far, and you're coming back on after me. But just for the guys that come on late, we have these 2 incredible breakthrough products. These are ASEA's marquee products, and what is in here are the exact same molecules that we produce that we are lacking in, that signals the body to heal itself. So what's how big is that? Well, the reason why people get sick in the first place is their own production of redox signaling molecules did not detect the problem in their body. By the time a symptom is produced, which takes between 5 and 20 years, their own production of redox, unfortunately, because of a lack of production, won't get to all that damage to bring their health back or return their health. So we've got the exact same molecules that literally finds and detects the problems, the same molecules that we're producing in our body, that we've created, this company has created in a consumable drink and a gel, which we can apply to our skin, that can find the damage and signal your body, signal your systems. It's involved in every chemical reaction to literally target the problem and signal your body to heal itself. This breakthrough is absolutely enormous. There'll never be a bigger breakthrough, probably not just in our lifetime, but in all of our lifetimes in health, anti-aging, and human performance. There is no supplement. There is nothing that you can intake into your body on the planet that can do what these molecules do for the human body, for that palm tree in the background, for the fish in the ocean, for every single living thing on the planet. These molecules keep our cells working at optimal level. And as Stevie said, if you stop producing them right now, you'd only have a few more breaths in your body. You'd die in a few seconds. And every single living thing on the planet would also be gone if everything stopped producing redox. I'm going to go into my story. Obviously, for the guests on here, somebody's handed you a gift. I would consider the gift that they've handed you one of the biggest you've ever or will ever receive. And we're here just to inform you whether you want to open that gift or not. Arm you with the information to make that decision. We're not here to sell you anything. We're here to share our stories. We're here to tell our stories. We're not here to sell. We're here to tell. As Stevie said, just want to reiterate too that these products aren't intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. But we have these amazing little molecules, what we call the body's weapons of choice. These molecules that can signal the body to heal itself. So I grew up in Sydney, Australia. Right now, my wife and I base ourselves here in Kahala Beach in Honolulu, Oahu in Hawaii. Going for a nice drive. I've got to get over to Kailua today. If you're on here from the islands and you know where that is, beautiful place on the other side of Oahu. Somebody needs some product desperately, which I'm going to take over. My journey started in Sydney, Australia many years ago where, like Stevie, didn't like school, didn't do well at school, dropped out of school, used to distract myself from playing sports, including this one, bodybuilding. So played many sports over many, many years, from the age 5 years old, playing rugby, to in my early teens doing judo, gymnastics, late teens, aerobics, surfing, and this is me in my 20s doing bodybuilding. And the reason I went into this sport, there was many reasons. I was bouncing, as I said, on doors and clubs. So the other thing was I'm only a very short guy. So leaving school and being picked on a little bit for being tiny, I wanted to get as big as possible. But this came hand in hand with obviously owning a gym and doing security work. So for many, many years, I was in the health and fitness industry. Fast forward 20 years, and as Vikki said, building and selling 20 traditional businesses, employing about 3,500 people. This is a picture of me at 44, 20 years later. Still going to the gym, not a bodybuilder anymore, but still wanted to keep very fit and healthy. So I wanted to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be. I'm 53 next month now, and amazing that that has happened, because just after this photo was taken, 6 months after, in 2011, the doctors gave me some really bad news. This is a photo of me on the right-hand side with no hair from the top of my head to my toes. And what I went through for 2.5 years in a hospital in Sydney, Australia, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, putting a very fake smile on my face, only because I was with a hero of mine standing next to me in this photo, Johnny Manor, who played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. Johnny was 21 in this photo, had been through all those hospital visits that I was starting in this photo. Just after this photo was taken, unfortunately, Johnny went from remission to his issue, come back again, went back into hospital, went back through things that made him lose his hair and lose a lot of weight. And he didn't come out, unfortunately. We lost him at the age of 23 years old. At the end of my 2.5 years of hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order, which was a huge shock. I only believed in conventional and traditional medicine, and I thought I was going to be okay because they're the experts. But I learned quickly that I really had to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. And what I did some research. Research led to an alkaline diet, cleaned up my diet. I just ate deep sea fish, vegetables, salad, and some really clean water. Spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements from companies from around the world. Companies like Zango, their mangosteen juice, I was drinking a bottle a day. Isogenics Product B, their marquee product. Life Vantage's marquee product, Protandem. Cellgevity from Max Products. Kangen water, and all these things that I did that I thought I was helping my body, empowering it to heal itself. This was the result after 2 years. You can see I'm not looking well. Doctors were still telling me my blood works were heading in the wrong direction. I was still in a lot of trouble. Long story short, a friend of mine called, said, I think I found something that can help. So this is 2014. Flew to Salt Lake City, Utah, started on the Redox molecules, consuming those. In 3 hours, my body was detoxing so fast, toxins were coming out of my skin with little red spots all over my upper torso. Next morning, I got up and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to test this stuff that I was drinking the day before, and I had half a bottle that morning just before breakfast. And I thought to myself, let's give it a really good test. Now, for 20 years, I had a caffeine intolerance. Any more than 2 coffees, I'm buckled over, discomfort, bloating all day. I had 6 coffees that morning. I went through the day. There was nothing to remind me what I endured for a whole 20 years. That issue was gone overnight. The next day, the light bulb went on, though. I had so much lung damage from what they did to me in that hospital. I was having trouble breathing and talking at the same time. The next day, my lungs were functioning perfect. So I had incredible results in my first 2 to 3 days on the product. I went back to Australia, obviously kept drinking the product. 1 year after this photo was taken, 2015, doctors gave me some great news. This is a photo of me on the day, told me there was no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away that were turning into that crippling issue as people get older. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose, where I was spraying things from a drugstore up my nose every morning just to make sure I kept that under control. And that wouldn't have been doing me any good. So that was gone. But let's fast forward 3 years on the product. Have a look at the anti-aging. Have a look at how I was looking. I know I was feeling a lot better again. I always like to go back here and back to 2014. This is the time I started on the product. And what you see here, and it's incredible, when we're doing presentations to literally hundreds of people physically, and we're looking into the crowd, into the audience, we can see who's healthy or not by the way they look. We can tell who's on the product or not by the way they look. So here is a reflection of what was going on the inside of that time. And if you fast forward 12 months, this is a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. And 3 years on the product, this is a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. So complexion always tells the story of what's going on the inside. So that was my my little journey back to from health to no health to health, thanks to this. Something that I would have never contemplated or considered coming from traditional business was to get involved in the network marketing company. And the only reason I did that was because of what this product was doing to me personally, physically, my health returning. And if it wasn't for the business model, and I always say now it was a business model that literally saved my life, I wouldn't have had the ability to help others, to share this with others, to earn some thank you checks, to invest into more product for my own personal health. Knowing what I know now, with what we've done, with what we've achieved, with the lifestyle we have, which is just incredible, not having to worry about anything financially in life, to be able to do what we want when we want to do it, even in these times with not being able to travel the world. We can still get around, we can still jump in a plane, things can still be done when you are financially capable of doing that and stable. I would never go back to a corporate job or traditional business. The network marketing business model, which is a model I never believed in and fell into as a byproduct of losing my health, ASEA has turned the network marketing business model into the best business model on the planet. We tick 5 big boxes, we tick a few big boxes, but I mean, when you're looking at partnering with somebody, you want to make sure that the owners of the company are stable. They've got an incredible, experience and background. We have Vertus and Tyler came from running Fortune 50 companies. Our executive team and also our field leadership are amongst the most experienced in the industry. We have the biggest breakthrough in health, anti-aging, and human performance. We have the most lucrative and generous compensation plan that we'll ever come across. And what's driving all this through Tyler Norton, one of our founders, is one of the most incredible ethoses that you'll ever see. And Stevie will go into that a little bit with our principles and values. With that, guys, I'm going to hand back to Stevie just to wrap up the presentation, and we'll do a bit of a Q&A afterwards for anybody who has got any questions that want us to answer. Thanks, Stevie. Thanks, Vikki, for hosting.
Thanks very much, Dan. All right, folks, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity, and ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. And that's created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this to make a living while bettering people's lives. And ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling supplement for two simple reasons. For nearly 3 decades now, no one other than one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's work, science had declared this was impossible. And 2, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, it can't be copied. It can't be copied because there's no way to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, because there are trade secrets in making ASEA. So it can't be copied. And that means we have no copycats. That means no competition. No one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. And no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them. There's a lot of good products out there, but nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can. Because redox works on everybody. Everything needs redox in the body. Everybody needs redox because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox. And redox can't hurt anybody. No other product can make that claim. No juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil. ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors: healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. So for people looking for either extra, part-time, full-time, big time, or legacy leaving income for loved ones, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions. To be able to afford making your dreams a reality, ASEA helps you to create income that is both residual and leveraged, starting just part-time. Now, you receive a residual income not just from the first purchase, but also from all of the repeated purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, the residual income potential is unlimited. And on top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person your contacts and others also refer. And there's no limits to how far and wide these referrals can go. Just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, or whatever, people tell people who naturally tell other people who tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth marketing is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful and effective form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening up new markets every year. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. Residual income is impressive, but what I want to share with you and point out is about how residual income is so important. You have residual bills, Why not have residual income? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only one is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive at 65. Not working because they want to, but because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. And 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by the time they're 65. So what is one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to have figured out that the other 81% didn't? It's how to make money that is no longer dependent on their paid by the hour, selling their time for money, labor or own activity job, otherwise known as active income. Look, sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are now, and therefore you won't be able to have as much active income as you have now. And this may be even more concerning if you're thinking, my active income already isn't enough as it is. This is one of the big problems 81% of people get trapped in. Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start. And if you truly do love your job, you're blessed. Keep it by all means. But still, find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart. It's dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, for people who have been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing when it's coming their way, who decide to take control of their finances and their freedom, for people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have now or how they have to make it, for people who have dreams and want a better life, ASEA is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with ASEA. It's who we become and what we do that is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. Now, you can make great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. Have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences and a great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, it's the effect we have on others that is the most valuable currency there is. That is the heart of ASEA. And it was demonstrated here because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research, clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, they wanted ASEA to shut down and they wanted to take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal. Because Virtus and Tyler saw people. People who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they couldn't, in good conscience, sell out. And so they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. For Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, decided to go the supplement route rather than the drug route in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. One of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make, and that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. As Dan pointed out, the ASEA founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They are exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous, household name companies, but their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more. To be a force for good in the world, so you're in very good hands. Now, get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers very easily. There's plenty of university studies, but let me tell you, most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing experiences, redox experiences, for you to see a seer is the real deal. Do you want to be happier and healthier? Do you want to live younger, longer? You may want to just be an ASEA customer then. Welcome. Or do you want to be, do, have, and able to give more? Do you want to help people? Do you want to help people be happier and healthier? Do you have dreams and desires of a better life, income, lifestyle? Do you want to increase the prosperity of the planet? Do you want to make a difference, not just in your life, but in the world? Well, then become part of this redox reality. And you can, believe me, you can become more. If you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you will better the lives of many, many others. And your life will become better in many, many ways too. And so thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy. May you always be well. Thank you so much, Dan. And thank you very much, Vikki, for looking after us.
Wow. Thank you so much, Stevie. It impresses me every time I see this presentation and hear the stories that go with it. Life-changing stories in people's health. And Dan, you know, yours is spectacular. And this is just a really wonderful thing for people to hear all over the world, that your health can change. And it's a real thing. So I'm very impressed every time I see it. So thank you, Stevie, and thank you, Dan, too, for sharing what's happened in your lives with the ASEA business and products as well. So your health is the most important thing that you have to stay alive on the planet, isn't it? So, and we want to just continue on getting this out there to as many people as possible. So, yeah, absolutely. If you've got any questions for us, pop them in the chat, and perhaps you'd like to, yeah, come on. Stevie usually lets some people come on and speak, yeah?